That's why I'm Katie blowing high like Arizona, blowing them 3-5s. I'm missing all my amigos on this Cinco RIP 5.
Yo, 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 it's your boy, Rello Mello. What's going on, my YouTube garden gang? Coming at y'all with the second episode of our Spider Farmer Grow. And if you don't know, I'll get you caught up real quick. Spider Farmer must have seen your boy on the YouTubes and whatnot, and they sent us out some stuff, including this 2x4 white Mylar tent, part of their Pro Series. It's a 2025 release. It is actually around 4.5 feet by maybe 2 feet and a few inches. It's around 10 square feet-ish. We'll be using the Spider Farmer SF2000 in this grow. It's a 200 watt light, very efficient, and can carry you through a seed to harvest just on its own. It utilizes Samsung diodes. Can see the nice spread there that helps it get the higher PPFD or par rating on the edges with the spread of the diodes. And we've also got the Spider Farmer GGS AC5 power strip kit, as y'all can see. It comes with this power strip, which kind of doubles as a smart controller. It has ports to plug in different devices because it also comes with some sensors that we utilize via the Spider Farmer app. We get multiple different readings through it. Those sensors that it came with are a Spider Farmer soil sensors 3-in-1. Gives you the electrical conductivity, water content, and temperature. We also got a light and humidity sensor so we can get the VPD of our grow space. And it also comes with an adapter for the fan and light so you can automate everything through it. And of course, there will be links in the description if you do decide you are interested in anything you see. Other than that, in this episode, we'll be going over a couple different things, including some defoliation, more training through our Trellis net, top dressing, and addressing some potential deficiencies possibly related to magnesium, as well as a little bit of pH imbalance. So let's go ahead and hop on in here. Side note, here at Rello Mello Garden, we do not encourage any illegal activities, nor do we engage in any on the channel. Make sure anything you do is up to date with your state or national laws, just as I do. Been having some age restriction issues. Anyways, we to the video. Yo, and what's going on, my YouTube garden gang? It's your boy, Rello Mello. Another installment here in Rello Mello Garden. About to get our water pH'd. This will be the official start to our second episode here of our Spider Farmer Grow. Sent us some stuff through, so we're going to utilize it, and it'll pretty much just be Spider Farmer equipment that we use in the grow. So it's our Spider Farmer Grow. We've taken our terpgasm and scunch that y'all had seen growing in the dresser grow and moved them on over here. A couple new seeds popped that'll go in the old tent. But let's go ahead and get this water pH'd. We aren't watering just yet, just getting the pH in there to get it stabilized. If we come in and pH it a couple times over the next hour or so, it should be good. Might as well hop right on in here. Did get a little bit of work started before I started recording, so I've decided to stick with these two and try to run those out in the Spider Farmer Grow. Whereas the seedlings down here are going to go into the other tent, and these might be two that I take outdoors if I get them to pop. But as y'all can see, we decided to get these trellised up again. Like I said, we did overfeed them, but I think we've fixed that issue now. They don't look too bad at all. Down in here, we can still see a little bit of signs of damage on the scunch, but we're mainly going to be looking out for the newer growth to see how that comes along. Closer up here, we'll have to give it some time, but everything's been pushed down. We're spreading it throughout the trellis, aiming to get 50 to 75% at least of the space filled. Then we can flip them to flower, keep tucking them and letting them stretch on throughout the tent. And we have started some defoliation to get a lot more of these auxiliaries.
Let me cut the system off, I think the game need fixed. The game ain't been the same, let me call a technician. You can change the game back if you sign on this petition. Seem like if you real, they gon' give your butt a sentence. But since you talking about it, let's get into it. And these niggas claim they bout it, and they talk good. I've been trying to build up a new plan with a plywood. And for my brother, I stick to they side like a dog would. Get into my dog ever since been causing mayhem. Treat a nigga just like Cena when we slide, we don't slay.
Now we're about to hop in to this turpgasm, and I guess y'all get to see a little bit of how I maneuver this stuff about. Alright, and y'all can see they are both worked through the trellis. We had to offset it, so I can see it's higher on the side with the scunch than it is over here with the turpgasm. It's just the differences in the plant heights. Similar process was taken, just kind of trying to force down as many branches as we can and defoliating. And y'all can tell a lot of that defoliation goes into that central or center area of the plant to get bud sites like this down here exposed, and now it can grow its way up through the net. So like I said, the goal is to have at least one of these little branches poking through every square on this net. And if we end up utilizing a second, we'd want the majority of them to perch up through that second net as well. And that's what doing this will enable us to do. And call this day one of the trellis, day one of the scrog. By this time next week, they should have filled out quite a bit more of this, and in about 2 weeks, it should really be full, assuming they did stabilize from our overfeeding, which I'm pretty sure they have. We ended up flushing a total of like 9 gallons of water through them, kinda. So probably gonna want some food here soon, but we're just gonna let them ride out. Let's do their thing, monitor the new growth, and yeah, see how everything's looking. Overall, they don't look too bad at all. Gonna jab that soil sensor back into one of these pots. If you got fabric pots, you can literally just poke it through any point. Y'all can see it there, plugged right in there. Spider Farmer 3-in-1 soil sensor came with their GGS AC5 power strip kit that they sent us, in addition to the tent itself and this SF2000 light. Again, all that be in the description. Get a quick look at the app just to see what it's telling me about everything. Some of the environment factors is going to be off because we had the tent open for however long. And got the app there. You can see that soil EC is pretty low. Shouldn't be much going on in there. You might get that VPD down a bit. Got to go back and look, but I think I seen the optimal VPD for veg was maybe around a 1. I don't know, I'll look. I know I want the humidities in the 60s and the soil or temps in high 70s, low 80s. But we out for today. Yo, what's going on? We back down here now on day 68 of this grow. Not the best timing and planning by me. We could have definitely had this mug more carried along by now. But anyways, hopping into what we got going on today. See, we in here, the dirt station, I guess. Since we did that little flushing on our plants, we are about to give them a top dress I still haven't got a little ppm meter yet, but going off the soil, it looks like it's cleared up a lot. That's a pretty low EC rating there. And y'all can see everything else is pretty good in line. VPD is good. A 0.8 to a 0.1, 0.2 is about where you want to be. So we're about on the dot. But yeah, I think it's about time we get that soil adjusted, and we'll have it done right this time around. And they should be good until the middle of flower. So what I've decided on to get this soil whipped back into shape is a little bit of our tomato tone, biotone, and some of our worm castings. We're gonna hold off on the flower girl until sometime around the late stretch period of flower. And we're gonna come back and hit them with some of the flower girl and tomato tone, and it will exclude the biotone. But for now, the flower girl's being excluded, and we're using these three right here. And pretty much just gonna do about 2 tablespoons of the tomato tone, 2 tablespoons of the biotone, and maybe 2 to 3 of these worm castings. And I'll go into why in my mind that makes sense as well. All right, and we've got 2 tablespoons of each of these added. And going into why I decided on 2 tablespoons, since I wanted to use both of these, this recommends 1.5 per 4 inches of the pot. We got 12-inch pot, so that's like 4.5. So we went just under half there with 2 tablespoons. Here we did about the same thing, used about half of what we could have used. So I'm hoping these 2 together will give us a decent NPK ratio input, and hopefully it all works out. I'm thinking it will. It makes sense in my head. Harder to explain though. But last thing we're gonna do is throw the worm castings in here. There is a little bit of extra dirt so we can top up the soil level in the pots. All right, 3 tablespoons of worm castings was added along to this, and got it stirred in there. And this is just mixed for one of our plants, so we're gonna take it out to her. All right, y'all can see that there's like roots and stuff poking up through here. So what we're gonna do is come and sort of scratch the top layer of the soil a little bit. Be careful not to mess up too much of those shallow roots we got. Then we can come on with the dirt. I'm gonna try to get it evenly dispersed. All right, we got the second batch mixed up for the Turkgasm over here, same recipe. You can see we just got it kind of sprinkled in there. Then we'll come through and kind of try to get it evenly dispersed around the pot. Now just coming in and doing our regular waterings to get those nutrients to break down and leach and kind of spread throughout the entirety of the pots so the plants can uptake them. We've got our VPD in a proper range, 0.8 to 0.1. Allows for maximum uptake and stuff of nutrients, best rates of transpiration, all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll get these watered now. Alrighty, we just got done watering these. You can see we put some water in the bottoms as well. And it's about half a gallon of water per pot, maybe a little over, that we've done. And other than that, we're still getting these mugs tucked through this trellis net. So just come in here with my 16-ounce cup. Get some in there. Then we will pour. Sort of just eyeballing it. Get a little spoon. We will come on and throw it in there. Cleared it out the cup. Now we can stir it into the water. And I think I said I was gonna do a compost tea, but I kind of decided against that. I'm just gonna do a regular watering with this bit of molasses to feed the microbes that are in the soil. Might come out with a compost tea a little later. And it looks like our scunch over here is doing a little better. So we might have some good signs of recovery. So hopefully now that they'll be able to stay in the trellis and in the same climate. Like I said, I took them out of the tent to do that little flushing I did of them. So maybe they got a little stress from that, plus the overfeeding. They should be in a good position now though. Alright y'all, and I watered this terpgasm right here first. We did get a bit of runoff from it. Check the pH just to make sure that's still in line. We'll get them started. Now we can move on to water the scunch. We'll show y'all how you can kind of see the plants reacting to the trellis. This is the 4th day now that they've been under the trellis. 4th day of our screen to green attempt. We're going to come into the Spider Farmer app real quick that we use alongside the GGS AC5 power strip kit they sent us. Just to get a quick read into things. The VPD is a little high, I think. You can see where the water content is at. It tells us we're in a good range to water again. And yeah, everything is looking fine. I did turn the light up to 55%. I think that should be good. And I'm thinking by the end of this week, maybe we'll get it before this video goes up, but the inline fan and clip-on fan should be here. I'm also thinking I might get another light, maybe just the SF2000 to stick in there alongside the SF2000. You know, this thing is certainly get you from seed to harvest on its own, but looking at the little PPFD chart they give you with it, I'm thinking I might want a little bit of boost on the very edges of this tent, where I might come in and use that SF1000 in addition to the SF2000. There's a couple other reasons I was thinking that. It's a 200 watt light and it does punch above its weight class, but even if we were to get, let's say 1.5 grams per watt, puts us just at 300 grams in total, somewhere around there, 300, something like that. Whereas if we do manage to pull 1.5 per watt and we have a 300 watts of lighting, then closer to like pulling a pound out of this space. Do see our pH might have dropped a bit low, but that should be pretty easy to fix with a couple of waterings. Maybe even just one. All right, both of them watered in. pH is about the same for both of them. So like I said, we're gonna give them a little higher pH than normal. Next time we water, it shouldn't be too hard to fix that. It's not too far off. Probably gave them just a little bit too much water. I didn't need that much runoff to come out of there. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up for today. Plants are looking better, and especially once we get that slightly off pH bump back up, they should start growing throughout here pretty good. Yo, we back down here, day 73 of the grow now. Scunch and terpgasm. We did pH this water, although I don't think I'm gonna water them today. The water content I think is still fairly high. We're gonna check again in our Spider Farmer app. We are gonna give them a slight foliar spray. This here, it's got like less than a quarter teaspoon of Epsom salt in it for magnesium. I'm thinking we might be seeing a slight deficiency in the tent, so we can go ahead and head that way. Click into this Spider Farmer app. Yeah, see, you still see a 71% right there. So probably not gonna water them today. Alrighty, we in here now. I guess I'll show y'all real quick. We did get the Spider Farmer inline fan. This is the one that's compatible with the GGS system, so it's their newest one. We got the 4-inch. You can see here we've got a RJ12 cable hooked up, power cable hookup. So that now allows us to control it through the Spider Farmer app. We see right here where it says blower, except we've got it set to where when the humidity is around this percentage, it'll be off. So I think this is a good VPD for us right now. 1.18 might be a little high. Closer to 1.1 the better. But yeah, that's in there. And you'll see this fan, because we've got a clip-on fan from them as well. GGS compatible. So we've got that up there blowing. Now we've got pretty good air circulation in here. Not really too much more worried about it. Plus that little thing down there blowing. Alright, we hit up both of these just enough to see a little bit of water drops forming on top of them. Don't really need them like dripping wet or anything. And we will see how that does us over the next couple days. Hopefully we see some of this yellowing out go away and they start to green up. We are looking to flip them to flower here soon, probably in the coming week or so. So we do want them to be healthy before we flip them. Nice green and regular growth. So I'm gonna try to whip these into shape. And yeah, I am gonna turn the light down. It's on 55. I might go to like 40 just for maybe a few hours, couple hours maybe. Probably won't even take that for this stuff to get soaked up and all that. You can come into the app. You can see right now it's on 55. Tap in there, tap that target brightness, and bring it on down. At 39, whatever. We'll go there, come down, save, and boom. You can see how it dimmed. And now these plants have been in the trellis for about a week. That's why we're really hoping this little spray and getting the pH adjusted, get some back green and a little more healthy. I think growth has been okay, but it probably could be a little faster. But I'm thinking even with what we got going, within another week, they should have filled up enough of this to where I feel comfortable going ahead and flipping them to flower. And that's about all for this video. As y'all know, shout out to everybody that's been rocking with your boy. We hit 1,300 subscribers now. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like for us. If you found it informational at all or helpful, hit the like for us. Of course, to continue to see how these grow out and eventually flower, subscribe. We got plenty of more stuff coming, tips and tricks, all that. Learn from my mistakes, learn from what I've learned so far. And yeah, another installment in Rello Mellow Garden. And remember, all the Spider Farmer stuff will be linked down in the description. We on up out of here.